disaster is the talk of your town. I'm the Executive Director for Grace Community Services, and joining us today, we're going to talk with Ms. Carol Cobb. She's the Director of the SBDC Galveston County. I know you're thinking, what in the world is SBDC? Well, she's here to explain exactly what it means and what they do. Ms. Carol, thank you so much for being here with us today. Ms. Carol, how long have you been in the social service arena and doing what you're doing now?
Well, I've been a business consultant for 20 years or so.
Wow.
But I have joined the SBDC in the past couple of years and become the director more recently. The Small Business Development Center is what the SBDC stands for, Small Business Development Center. We provide free consulting and guidance to any business whose revenues are less than $20 million a year.
Free.
Free. Absolutely free.
Yes, that deserves a round of applause.
Free is good.
Free is good. Free is good. So, on a day-to-day basis, what do you and your team, what is it all about? Do you go out and find those small businesses, or do they find you?
They find us. We try very hard to get the word out to our community that we're there. The Small Business Development Centers exist nationwide. It is a program of the Small Business Administration, and we are funded through the University of Houston and private grants. But SBDCs are all over the country, but Galveston County's SBDC has been there only since '06.
Oh, you're fairly young.
We're fairly young, and we just had sort of gotten going when Ike struck.
Now, what was it like for you guys after Ike?
Well, it was like everyone else. I mean, we first had to get our own office back in operations. We're in Texas City, so we did not have flooding, but we had power outage to deal with. So we were back up and running pretty quickly. And then we almost immediately brought in a team from the SBA. The SBA provides disaster loans to businesses that are affected by disasters, which was just about every business in Galveston. Mm-hmm. So we hosted the SBA disaster team and opened our offices to all the business owners who needed to come in and work one-on-one with a consultant to get through the paperwork that's required to get an SBA loan.
What did you see the trend being? Were there many small businesses who actually qualified for the SBA loans?
The businesses that were well prepared for a disaster generally did not have any trouble qualifying for the loan. The businesses that had problems qualifying for the loans were those who had not kept good records or who had not stored their records off-site, didn't have backup for their records. No one expected the flood to be the way it was. So many businesses moved, for instance, their computer server up on top of a desk. They thought that would be safe. And with 5 or 6 or 8 feet of water in their business, it wasn't safe. So their whole record-keeping system was gone. So one of the things that you always have to demonstrate when you get any loan is the ability to pay it back. Well, without your financial records, it can be kind of hard to demonstrate that. Many business owners structure their tax returns so that they show the least amount of profit possible so they don't have to pay taxes.
Absolutely.
Well, when all your other records are destroyed, it's going to be your tax returns that the banks are going to look at.
Wow.
And that knocked so many really good businesses out of being able to get a loan.
Wow.
So we have now tried to make this information available to businesses. Sometimes it's better to go ahead and pay the taxes so that you're prepared for something catastrophic.
Now, what are you guys doing about disaster preparation for the businesses?
We have established, and not we, Galveston County, but we, the region, have established a specialty center, a Hurricane Recovery Assistance Center called HRAC.
All right.
And it's out of the University of Houston. And their business is providing assistance to businesses after loans. It's after disasters of any kind: hurricane, fire, flood, owner dies, business interruptions of any kind.
Owner dies. That's a disaster.
That's a
major
for
disaster.
many small businesses. They don't have a succession team in place, have no idea how they're going to continue after the owner dies. Now that we're not in a disaster mode, this team has converted their activities more toward preparations, preparing a plan, a succession plan in case the Mack truck hits your owner, or preparing your records in case there is a storm or business interruption of any kind. And so their team will stay intact because there's always a need for those services, so that when a disaster occurs, we don't have to reassemble the team and remobilize
Absolutely.
to get the help to the businesses that need them. My office is engaged in a special outreach to Bolivar Peninsula. As most of you know, Bolivar was just completely devastated, and many of the businesses in Bolivar have not come back. The home building is proceeding over there at a very rapid rate, but the businesses have not come back.
Yes.
So we have an auxiliary office there. We're over there at least one day a week, or on call if anyone asks for our help, and we will go over
Is there a number they can call?
Sure, they can call our office, 409-933-1414.
Awesome.
And make an appointment.
That's awesome. Let me ask you, we're 2 years after the storm. We have small businesses that have not came back yet, can't come back. What if the owner walks in to your shop? What type of direction can you give them? Is there still hope?
Yes, of course, there's still hope. You know, the timing of this storm was just awful. We were changing administrations. We had a banking system meltdown going on at the same time. So many forces have played together to magnify the effect of this storm on small businesses. And the major thing that they're facing is the tightening of credit. The credit crunch is just devastating to small businesses. Now our administration, our current administration, is very small business friendly and has made a lot of programs available, but we're still having to bring the banks along, kicking and screaming, because they're very sensitive to loss prevention. So what we do with these small businesses is to groom them to be in the best position possible to get the loan that they need. Sometimes they may need credit repair. This happens very often after a storm. Everyone goes to their credit cards.
That's right. You have no other alternative.
You have no other alternative. So their credit card balances rise, or maybe they get behind in payments. So we have services to help with that. There are many ways to raise your credit score, and many people need that. So that would be like the first thing we do. The next thing we might do is prepare a business plan that a banker can look at and see that this business knows where it's going in the future. We project the profits, we project the costs, so that they can see from the plan that this business will be able to pay the loan back.
That's awesome.
So we groom the client to make the best possible presentation.
You put them in the right posture to receive. That's awesome.
We can't make up facts, and we can't grant the loan ourselves, but we can give them the best chance.
That's awesome. Now, you attended one of our community resource festivals.
I did.
Which one did you attend?
It was the one most recent in Galveston, held at the Convention Center there.
Awesome.
I want to say maybe a month ago, 6 weeks ago, about 6 weeks ago.
So what happened at your table, at your booth? We had about 1,000 people that came through that event. We had 100 exhibitors there. So they were small, medium businesses as well.
Yes.
So I know that you were able to hand out lots.
We did. We invited the Hurricane Recovery Center to come down and join us at our table. And I do believe that all 1,000 people that you had there came by. And we were able to give out a lot of literature and actually talk with a lot of the other exhibitors there to get the word out about our service. This is one of our major challenges, is to just let people know that this service is there and it's free. There's no obligation. There's no cost ever.
Well, would you do this? Would you go ahead and tell us where you're located and give us
sure.
that phone number again so we can help you to get the word out?
Of course.
If you're struggling and you're a small or medium business, or in fact just a business that does not make 20 million or more, you need to get in contact with this lady.
We're at 8419 Emmett Lowry Expressway in Texas City, right there on the frontage road, and our number is 409-933-1414.
Go ahead, repeat that number again.
409-933-1414.
Is there a website?
There is a website, www.galvestoncountySBDC.com.
All right, there it is. Make sure you guys give that information out, not only to your clients, but your friends, your churches. Let them know that there is still help available. A wealth of information can come from the Small Business Development Center. You can't get the information if you don't show up. So we thank you so much for coming out and joining us and getting your word out today. 2 years later, and you're still at it.
And we'll be there.
And you guys will be there. So we appreciate the hand up that you're offering the community. And again, you mentioned you had an office on the Bolivar Peninsula.
We have a Bolivar office, and it is in the county annex.
Awesome.
Right there in the middle of the peninsula.
Awesome. Thank you again for joining us. Well, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ruse List. We'll see you next time.